Hello and welcome back to the WGL APAC Season 1. My name is Jordan Mays. I'm joined by Alex Blakey as always, and that always gets me hyped up, that little video. I really like it.
Absolutely. I love that little trailer. We've got a lot of cool video content coming out this season as well, Jordan. So everyone can actually find that if they want to watch that trailer and all of our other cool videos that we're doing. We've got weekly highlights, weekly show wrap-ups, all of that good stuff over on our YouTube channel that you can check out over at youtube.com/WGAsiaCG. So definitely go and check that out.
Yeah, I'll certainly be doing that later, but of course, let's get on to our matchup coming up here. This is going to be our second one from today. It'll be Run and Team Efficiency. Interesting one coming up here.
Yeah, there we go. That should be pretty interesting. Run and TE, of course. Run, one of the newer teams to our ladder in the Gold Series, but Team Efficiency, of course, a bit of a mainstay. And they're an international team, actually a global team, if you will, with members playing from all around the world. Dexter, of course, the captain, been with them for quite a while. But yeah, 7th on the ladder at the moment, Jordan.
Yeah, look, I mean, we saw them yesterday. They had a pretty reasonable performance up against Twist. Now going up against Run here, I certainly feel like they're probably the favoured team in this matchup. Yeah,
I think that's safe to say that that Team Efficiency are looking to be able to take this one out. I mean, look, Run, I mean, they're a little bit newer. They've shown some promise last week. You know, they're not doing too badly. They're doing better than Gold Bass, and you know, if they're doing better than Gold Bass, then that shows you something. But overall, Run sitting at 10th at the moment, and I think it's not too far from their grasp to be able to take this one out. Maybe we might even see it go to a tie-break. But yeah, it all depends on how Team Efficiency are playing, because TE,
yeah,
you know, they're the sort of team where, you know, one week they can have an absolute cracker of a game, and then the next week they can, you know, just kind of fall down essentially and really struggle. So whether the Team Efficiency are going to be struggling after yesterday's performance, I don't think they will be, because they were looking on fire yesterday.
Yeah, I certainly think it really comes down here to which TE actually shows up. We've seen them coming up yesterday, as you mentioned, with a fantastic performance. Last week, they were not terrible, but they weren't fantastic either. But, I mean, I feel like they're going to be, as we mentioned, the favourite team coming up into this one. So, looks like we're going to be almost getting underway with our first round. It is going to be here on Mines. And, well, no mouse this time, Alex.
No mouse. That's a little bit disappointing, to be honest. But we are seeing the T49 coming out from Team Efficiency right there. So going with that Tier 8 lighter tank on the American side. Got a couple of bat chats. Generally pretty light lineups on both sides. Run going to be going something a little bit heavy with the FV215B and the STB and the 113. But overall, nothing to really weigh them down, if you will.
Well, I guess I'll have a look and see how these two teams match up on Mines. Run played it last week a few times, actually. They didn't have a great performance on it, though. They've only won 25% of their rounds. They played 4 rounds, and their victory did come on attack. Efficiency, on the other hand, haven't played Mines at all so far.
All right, I see you've got the stats going there, Jordan. I'm loving your stat sheet, even though it's made in Microsoft Excel.
Why you have to be a hater?
I'm an Excel hater. Google Sheets all the way. But I think either way, it doesn't matter where the stats are saved. The fact is that Run are not the favourites for this one, I think, Jordan. So Team Efficiency going to be taking it to them, and particularly with that T49, there's going to be a lot of opportunities on that hill where Run can, well, get caught out. So let's see if that happens.
Run are going to be starting us off here on the attacking side. Team Efficiency on the defence, and I think that's not so bad here for Run. Obviously, we know Efficiency like to be on that offensive side a lot more than on their defensive side, so that should maybe favour Run, I guess, initially.
I think so, and right now the Team Efficiency are going for that early hill control. They've got 3 of their bat chats up there nice and early, pushing the 113 of Gamer up as well, and that's going to do them pretty good. But we can see Safi getting nice and high. Those T54s down there are just going to get lit up!
Oh no, what is going on here? Run, what a mistake coming out. Dexter doing so much damage along with the rest of the bat chats. Oh my word.
Yeah, look, Run right there. Huge mistake coming to the T54s, and really I think that might have been the repair kit used early on, and then he got tracked again. and just got completely lit up, and it essentially exploded in that very short period of time.
Well, he didn't have much of a chance trying to cross there, did he, at all? I mean, Keith managed to get across relatively unscathed, but I think his mate there in the T-54 was probably soaking up a few of the shells that might have been directed towards Keith had he not been in that position.
Probably just a bit, but right now, with 90 seconds left on the base capture, at least run, they're putting a little bit of pressure right back on towards Team Efficiency. So even though they're one tank down, and we can actually see Safi up the top of the map, I've just spotted him on our mini-map, and he is going to be trying to get the flank on towards Scyther.
Yeah, well, Scyther, of course, should be able to spot him out here, but oh no, Scyther was actually a bit farther back in towards the hill than I thought he was going to be, and now Safi in a great position here to do a lot of damage. I don't know if he's going to be able to close it out with this clip. If maybe he gets a couple more shots from his teammates, he might be able to get this across. The Scyther able to get another reload off here, but Safi will get a shot, and he will be able to get out of here okay. Not sure how I feel about that trade there. Skell! Oh! Going for a bit of a drift. We're not playing Tony Hawk's, Alex, but
no.
Certainly seems that way.
Yeah, getting a bit of need for speed action in there, Mr. Skell, but he's taking a few shots right after that, though, and Party finding another one of those T-54s as Team Efficiency. They are just owning this map. They're not even worried about the base cap. They're just saying, okay, well, you can cap the base if you want. We don't care. We're just going to dismantle your team.
Yeah, certainly working out very well for Team Efficiency at the moment. Kelvin has been caught out on that capture, or relatively close to the cap regardless. He has been taken down there by Dexter in the end, and, well, great stuff coming out here from Team Efficiency. Dexter will take a bit of damage for his troubles there, but really, Team Efficiency just running away with this one.
It is
Pun not intended.
I see what you did there. But Team Efficiency, Dexter actually might be wanting to run away at the moment because he's, well, ricocheting a few shots at least. That 113 strong turret armor playing into his favour. But overall run with only 4 tanks left. Make that 3 as Cud goes down. Should just be getting cleaned up now by TE. And, I'm loving this mobile play from Team Efficiency. Sometimes you see teams like Team Efficiency pick a team lineup similar to this, with lots of light tanks, lots of fast tanks like the 113s as well, and generally mobile tanks, and not use it to its fullest potential. But here we've seen Team Efficiency, they've been all around the map and just doing little hit and runs here, there, and everywhere on towards the run members. It's just worked out so well for them.
Well, particularly that one from Safi. I mean, he didn't get the kill here on the Scyther, but he was able to get in there, do a bit of damage, really put confusion, I guess, into the ranks of Run, because they're like, oh, how is there someone behind us now? Anyway, really great stuff coming out from Team Efficiency. They're definitely using those boosts to effectiveness as well. Yeah,
exactly. And getting up on the hill very, very early on, boosting up the little kind of area on the hill so they could get a better shot down towards the coast, down towards the beach as well. So really, really excellent play to start off this series. And I think the Team Efficiency that we've just seen then is going to be, well, it is the Team Efficiency that we saw yesterday.
Yes, exactly.
So good, absolutely on fire, and I think it's a good week for them.
It certainly seems that way at the moment. They're heading the way of getting a 2-0. I mean, it's a little bit early to call. They've only picked up the first round here, but certainly if that team continues to show up throughout this series, they won one yesterday, they're going to be 2-0 after this week. And, well, that's really good stuff coming out in that single week.
Definitely. So I think my pick, we didn't even go over picks, so it's kind of cheating a little bit to make the picks now, but my pick is definitely going to be TE.
Oh yeah, I agree with you there for
sure.
5-0. Well, this was what started us off here, of course, on Mines. There's just absolute demolition of on Nineson. Just what can you do?
Yep, absolutely nothing that they could do here, and this was Safi's excellent little boost into just got up. Scyther just going down, and Safi, he kind of rounded him and realised, oh, maybe I shouldn't go onto the side of the rest of his team. Did take 1 or 2 shots, but overall, very worth.
Yeah, certainly was. A pretty good trade for him. I think he came out of that one doing a bit more damage than he needed to, and, well, that's the skateboard trick coming out there from Skell. No, I can't complain. It was exciting.
It was exciting, Skell. Yeah, giving us something to look at. It would have been really funny if Skell had just kind of made his way up there, just skidded right up and got 1 shot off, and then just fallen back down again.
I don't even know. I think it actually might have been good for him not to get up there, because I don't think he was going to be able to kill that FV215B in one shot. And I think the FV215B was close to coming off reload as well, so maybe the trade wouldn't have favoured him in the end, but
maybe, yeah.
you know, the intent was certainly there.
Yeah, it looked flashy at least, but there we go. We can see that even though the Scyther got so much damage applied to him early on, still able to deal 2,800 damage from 9 shots. So that's why these FV215Bs are just so dangerous. That we see there, and yeah, Skell, look, he tried his best in that T49, but didn't really make it work. And T54's not really working.
No,
I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that was necessarily down to the tank, but more so the position where they were put into, and obviously that one of them got blown up immediately at the very start of the game.
So that was always going to be an issue, but. All right, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the 2 T54s on mines. I feel as though if you're going to go 2 tier 9s, the tier 9 Batchat 25T AP is just a little bit of a better choice, a little bit more mobile, harder to hit because it's smaller, and can still deal a lot of damage in a short space of time. But you know, they tried it out at least. It'll be interesting to see what they go with for their tank lineups this round, coming in towards the defensive side for Run.
Oh, well, looks like we have got our tank lineups coming out here.
And,
as you mentioned, an artillery coming out. This time Lorraine, a little bit more of a standard artillery pick as opposed to that Conqueror gun carriage.
Yes, no, we're not having any more tier 10 arties in here, which is a little bit disappointing. But Lorraine, you know, it can work. We've seen it work. It can do some big damage, particularly to most of those tanks here, the Batchats, the TVP, and the T49. We've got the T110 E5 there on Run side as well. So getting themselves a little bit heavier. Probably going to be putting that one up the hill. It's great in the hill, can really poke down with that extremely strong frontal turret armor and make things work there. But overall team efficiency, again with a super fast hit and run lineup that I think they're pretty much going to be using in the exact same way as we just saw.
Yeah, look, I'm expecting to see them go out here really hitting the blocks, going out aggressively and not leaving anything to chance, I suppose. They're going to want to get in and get a lot of damage across early before that artillery really has much of an impact on this game. And of course, team efficiency, they're such an aggressive lineup that we've seen it work out so well for them today and yesterday as well, that they're looking good in this one. Of course, heading over to the attacking side as well, their favoured side. So I'm expecting to see a 2-0 here on Mines.
You reckon a 2-0? I reckon that is probably just about right. And Scyther here is actually camouflaged a little bit like a Scyther. And going to be... Oh, look at this. Team efficiency already got full hill control. Not even contested there by Run. So Run have just said, you know what, you can have the mines. We do not mind. And TE, they know how to use them.
Yeah, at the moment, a big stack of team efficiency in towards the hill there. Skelly, you can see now starting to rotate across back towards the spawn area there for team efficiency, just to make sure that no one from Run is able to make their way down the western side of the map. Of course, the eastern side here is really going to be spotted out by anyone on the hill, so not as much of a worry here for team efficiency. So I think efficiency are going to be quite content with where they are at this point in the game. I mean, they've got the control of the mine, which is what they wanted to do, what they set out to do early on.
Yep.
And they're just now going to slow things down, see if they can get some damage across, but it is going to be more, in fact, taking a little bit of damage.
Yeah, taking one shot from that TVP T50-51 there, but it's just going to be poking right back behind the rock and reloading, and I think Safi, is Safi going to be trying for the boost? It looks like he might be from the mini-map right there, or maybe just going in towards the town instead. Yeah, he's just gone in towards the town. So, unfortunately, Safi not going to be trying to make any more big plays. I suppose last round it didn't quite work out for him. But overall, that TVP. Matchy HK, I love seeing Matchy HK. I think he's, from my view, the star player of Run. He always seems to make an impact no matter what tank he's playing in all of Run's games. So, you know, got to keep an eye out on him on the TVP. And I think if anyone's going to make the TVP work on Mines, it is going to be Matchy.
Yeah, it certainly seems to be a strong player on the lineup here for Run, but on the side of team efficiency, I mean, they have so many players as well that you always like to look forward to, to bring all that damage as well. So it's going to be an uphill battle coming out here for Run.
It certainly is. So right now we aren't seeing any major pushes coming in just yet from our Team Efficiency. And I actually really like where Team Efficiency have put their T49 Skell. They put him right out on the beach there, just looking over, kind of hidden in a little hill. And he's got some coated optics on that tank as well, so he's going to have a little bit further spotting range than normal. And good to see that he's got that can of Coke in the tank as well to give him a plus 10% crew skills.
Alrighty, so I guess now at the moment we're really just waiting to see what Team Efficiency are going to opt to do with this position that they have gained. I would like to see Safi try and go for the boost here. I think it's not a bad time for it. But whether or not that's actually something in the Efficiency playbook, I suppose that is really the question here.
It is the question, and I think right now, while we've just got a bit of a lull in the action, it's a good time to remind any of our newer viewers that might be new to World of Tanks esports that the aim of the game here, different from round of battles, it's attack and defense. So both of these teams, the idea is the attackers, they have to either destroy the entire enemy team or get on one of those two flags and capture it. So that's what Team Efficiency's goal is here, and that's what they're working out how to do. As we can see, Party is moving a little bit. It looks like Team Efficiency are getting ready to make a push.
Yeah, you're certainly right, and really I think the trouble now for Run is that Lorraine hasn't been effective at all. We've seen, 4 minutes go by, and really, I don't think I've seen a shot from the Lorraine land just yet.
No, neither have I, and I think if it had we definitely know about it, but overall, Cud has just been spotted out down on the beach right there. Has to move a little bit faster than normal. He's going to be able to get himself right behind the rock, though. So, Moore and Party as well. Going to be finding him and trying to take him down, but Moore's very low.
Yeah, Moore really needs to be careful with his positioning here. At the moment, he's not the focus of the damage coming out here from Run, and it is going to be Cud going down here initially. Team Efficiency getting that gun advantage into this round as well. And now they're going to try and take advantage of that. You can see them starting to deal damage across the map as well. The TVP here is taking a bit of damage, but should be okay. No, he's decided to leave cover.
Oh no.
I don't know what happened there, but did get punished for it.
Yeah, look, Run just making some silly mistakes right now with on 999's. Like, he could have just stayed behind the rock. I think the issue for him was that there was that one, or those two tanks from Team Efficiency on the beach that are actually now pushing up in towards Lineage H. Party in that batch chat has just reloaded. He's got a lot of damage left in the clip, but the question is, does Lineage H try to take this fight against those two low HP batch chats?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fight he can potentially win. It's going to be tough. He's going to have to get a little bit lucky with it.
He needs the first shot onto Moore to take down Moore.
Yeah, of course. Whether or not he's going to be able to get that, I guess, remains to be seen. And even if he does, Party might be able to deal enough damage if Moore gets a shot off as well. So a bit of an interesting dynamic coming out here in that sort of a 2v1 situation. Keith and Kelvin at the moment, though, making their way up towards the hill and trying to contest that one on their own.
Interesting, but here we go. Moore and Party pushing in.
Yeah, Lineage has been focusing the wrong target. Moore needed to go down straight away, but isn't going to in the end, and well, it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade there, which I guess is not so bad in the end, but Run certainly needed that 2-for-0 in their favor if they wanted to find anything out of this this round.
It is looking pretty dismal for Run right now. Match HK, their star player, going down to Safi as well. So right now, Team Efficiency, they just need to play clean up. There's this 113, the T110 E5. There's not much you're going to be able to do here. That strong turret armor of the E5, not really going to come into play when there's tanks on every which side of it. So Run, well, there's nowhere left to run.
Certainly not. Only 2 tanks left available here for Run, and it does seem like, as we expected, it's going to be a 2-0 victory in the favour of Team Efficiency. And then, I guess, heading over onto Prokhorovka as our next match. I don't see this getting much better at all for Run. We saw Efficiency yesterday on Prokhorovka. They didn't play it last week, but they certainly looked quite good yesterday on Prokhorovka. Yeah,
they did, and there we go. At least Keith gets a consolation kill in that E5, but yeah, I think this map here, Skell actually going to be trying to finish him off.
He's going to get it.
Come on, Skell.
Shoot it.
Oh, 277. Poor effort. Didn't quite get through.
No.
Oh, well.
Still, that's going to be it. It's 2-0 now in the favour of Team Efficiency after taking out both rounds there on Mines. And sitting themselves pretty comfortably to start off this second series of today.
Yeah, look, Team Efficiency right there. I mean, they just outclassed Run a little bit. Run, had some all right ideas, but I felt it was in that second half there, we just saw Team Efficiency again completely controlled the flow of the map. They were the ones to push their 2 tanks right down the beach. Run let them have the beach. So Run was so focused on defending, essentially defending the flag, that they really played quite passively, and I don't think that worked out for them because they gave up the beach with only two tanks pushing through it. That then let Team Efficiency push further up and start to dismantle Run's bat chats. There was a mistake by the TVP, 999 Sun.
Yeah.
And that cost him his life, and it was just downhill from there.
Yeah, you certainly can't give Team Efficiency really anything, otherwise they're going to take advantage of it. You can see right there that working out very much in the favour of Efficiency.
Yep, there was just a few little mistakes like that, and by this time, of course, only 3 members of Run left. Yes, they were all on full HP, but that was the other thing we haven't pointed out as well. The Lorraine, the Scyther, really didn't have as much of an impact as potentially would have liked that tier 8 to have. Skell, I don't think Skell really did too much either, but I mean, when you're in the Lorraine, or even any artillery piece here on Mines, there's just you've got to be a little bit proactive about it. Try and get some spots happening, and try and and try and actually put the pressure on the attackers. And it just didn't feel like Team Efficiency were under much pressure from that RD at all.
No, I agree. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the post-battle stats, because I think maybe the RD might have hit 1 shot.
Yeah,
might not have even been a connection. It might have just been a bit of splash. But regardless, I definitely don't feel like that artillery had much of an impact on that one at all. So, again, not sold on the artillery picks, even on a map which might lend itself to it.
Even if it's a Conqueror GC?
Even then. I don't know. I just don't feel like the artillery can be, I guess, better in a sense than some other sort of a regular tank. I guess it is a tier 8, but yeah.
There you go. But good to see that the E5 did actually do quite a bit of work. I think Keith was actually the last one left, though, so it sort of explains the 2.6 thousand damage that he dealt. But, Team Efficiency all sitting around the middle.
There you go.
And the Lorraine, 5 shots, 257 damage. And, you can blame some of it on RNG, but really, you do need to be dealing a little bit more than that. The T49, even Skell, only 4 shots off, but dealt about, 300 or so. Bit under 300 damage a shot, so even Skill had a bit of an impact over the course of that one, and I feel, again, something like an M40, M43 just would have been just a little bit better.
Even then, I would have preferred to see another T49 or an RU251, something like that. Like, I feel like that most of the time has more of an impact on the battle than the Lorraine or even the M40-43, unless it's some sort of a crazy game coming out from the artillery, but I don't think you can rely on that.
Yeah, no, it's very, very tricky to make an artillery work on Mines when it's particularly at tier 8 artillery, and particularly when, like Run did there, you don't scout for it. You need to scout for your artillery. Run just kind of sat back and they didn't really move much. They didn't try to gain the vision that they really needed to make it, to use it effectively. But, then they get a loss for it, so...
Yeah, that's how it turned out, I guess, there for the guys on Team Efficiency and obviously on Run. Let's have a look and see whether they're going to pick up another artillery here on Prokhorovka, and it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case.
No, okay, so instead of that, we are going to be seeing the guys over on Run picking up some pretty standard tanks for Prokhorovka. Nice medium lineup, nice fast lineup, apart from that 113 Chinese Tier 10 Heavy. And the guys over on Team Efficiency's side as well, they are going to be picking up a couple of bat chats, pretty similar sort of lineup. They've got the E5 in there as well, which is great for, I actually quite like it for defending on Prokhorovka. You can kind of sit it around the middle of the map and just, use its hold down position just to poke just its turret over a few of those hills right there, so that, you can't really shoot its turret, obviously with a super strong turret armor.
All right, well, we'll have to see how those guys employ it here. Don't know which side is going to be attacking, which side is going to be defending, but for team efficiency, I feel like this is going to be another good map. We haven't seen them actually play it last week, but again, we saw them play it this week, and they were very strong up against Twist on it.
Yeah, they were super strong up against Twist. So I think moving into it now, I mean, my bet is going to be team efficiency. Is it going to be a 2-0? I'm liking Run's lineup enough to say that if it is, it's going to be a very close 2-0. But I suppose we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. For now, we've got team efficiency going to be rolling out very slowly. There we go. Finally getting TE moving out of the gates. And it is going to be... Oh, it's going to be down to Run. These guys might meet each other in the middle.
That would be certainly a sight to behold. Not something that happens too much, but looks like it's going to be heading that way for the moment. The Scyther there in the AMX 1390 is going to be the one initially spotted out here. Gamer, I suspect, is going to get that spot across. And, well, look at all these guys from Run. They're just going absolutely ham up the 1-2 line. I'm not sure about this idea at all. Gamer, no. I mean, he's been caught out by the Wolfpack here of Run, but you can see team efficiency just raining fire upon those guys of Run.
He's still not down!
Yeah, he's not down. They eventually do manage to take him down, but they've taken so much damage in doing so. They really need to get this T110 E5 down extremely quickly. Still, they've lost another tank going for it. And it's a 2-for-2 trade at the moment, but team efficiency certainly have got the better of the HP pools. There's another kill going in their favour. Party this time with the STB able to pick up that kill. Run essentially going to be running away even, and cutting their losses.
The interesting thing is, if Run had kept on pushing there, the bat chats of team efficiency were reloading. That was the best time for Run to actually continue the push. Even though they were a tank down, they could have kept on pushing in. There was 2 or even 3 maybe bat chats completely off the field for team efficiency, whereas Run, they had 3 tier 10 non-auto loaders still up, and I think they made a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, I'd certainly agree with you now that obviously these bat chats have come off the reload. We are going to be starting to see team efficiency beginning the fight again almost. They're trying to re-engage and it's working out well for them. Kelvin this time, the focus of their fire. And have a look at Safi and Moore there charging over that hill. Safi in particular, the one leading that charge. I think Moore's decided to take on that AMX 1390 in the back of the field there. But this is definitely a very convincing performance coming out from Team Efficiency. They've played it exactly how they needed to do it. And, well, it's worked out very well for them. Run. Something's going to have to change. They're down 3-0. Well, they're going to be down 3-0.
Yeah, there's nothing right now that 999 Sun can, or actually it's 4 9s. 9,999 Sun can do.
I don't even know how we're supposed to say that.
I think I'm just going to go with On Sun. On Sun, I reckon. But there's nothing that On Sun can do.
Well, it's not going to work out too well. The bat chat's not very heavy.
He could have tried to make something happen there. Oh,
they're going to try and do it. Here we go. The STB will get it. Great stuff coming out from Team Efficiency. Love it.
Oh, I love it. They're a very showy team.
They are.
Team Efficiency. They like to do things in style. We always love seeing that, of course. So well played to TE, and really that was just a rush by Run. Perhaps if Run had caught out Team Efficiency while TE were kind of doing a rotate over the train tracks, potentially, if there was still a few kind of members of Team Efficiency lagging behind, then perhaps that would have worked out a little bit better for Run. But as it stands, I mean, they just ran headfirst into Team Efficiency, and if you're going to run headfirst into a team, you don't do it with a bat chat leading. Because that bat chat is just going to get dropped as fast as we saw Run's bat chat get dropped. That was the first one in there, and there was just no hope after that they could have won it. And the slim kind of chance which they had to re-engage once Team Efficiency's bat chats and autoloaders were reloading, they chose to disengage. And it's like, well, yes, you could say, okay, they were thinking, let's try and reposition, let's cut our losses, fall back, but that's not how it works when you're against autoloaders. When you're against autoloaders, you only get one chance. You might only get one chance to go back in when they're reloading. So it does require a really good shot caller.
It certainly was a bit of an interesting strategy coming out here from Run. I mean, they just charged in here without really any information at all. They didn't get many spots off initially, and as a result, they just ran into that big stack of Team Efficiency. And Like, you can say they got Gamer down pretty quickly, but they lost so much damage and they lost a tank doing it as well.
And they didn't even get him down super quickly. Like, they took so many that the TVP was completely out of shots by the time they took Gamer down. And yeah, just didn't work. And here we go.
I like how in synchronization this was. Like,
yeah,
they both hit him at the same time. Yeah, they did. But it's all in the name of fun, isn't it?
Exactly. On side. Oh, there we go. Party with the... Yeah, it was Party that ended up getting the kill.
Moore would be a bit disappointed. He was charging in from the other direction as well. But
almost got it. Kill stole.
Yeah.
Kill stole.
That's
Exactly devastating.
It.
But team efficiency, 3-0 up at the moment. And I'd be interested to see who their top player was in that last one as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to certainly be interesting. Actually,
wow, there you go.
Son, 4,200 damage in the Object 140. Didn't get much help from his teammates, though.
No, not at all. But again, interesting to see those Tier 9 bat chats getting pretty much 2 clips off and dealing the most damage. So really good amounts of damage coming out of those ones. And we can see Matchy HK in that TVP T50-51, again, not a particularly impressive performance. And Lineage H in that bat chat, the first one to go in, the first one to fall, 0 damage.
Not a fun time to be the point man, of course. Going to really not have much of a point.
Yeah. The point tank.
Point tank.
Point
men, because there's lots of guys in the tank, I suppose.
Yeah, point men, I like it.
But yeah, I mean, not a fun position to be fulfilling, I suppose, and really wasn't much that he could do. Like, he just got popped straight away, so no surprise to see him down there on that 0 HP. But we are going to be getting underway shortly with our round number 4. Interestingly enough, a artillery coming out here from Run. Not so sure about that decision.
Yeah, they're going with the Lorraine again, and you know, maybe they can convince me that the Lorraine is an excellent choice, but so far I am yet to be convinced. Whereas on the other side, on team efficiency side, I'm loving the Gorilla 15, that German Tier 10 tank destroyer. I like the IS-7 pick as well. You know, you can make the IS-7 work, and I mean, never mind seeing an RU-251 Sparpanzer either.
So TE this time going to be the ones on the attack. It's already 3-0 in their favour. Take this one and it's 4-0. They've got match points from there on out, putting themselves in a really good position here for this series. And really, I wouldn't be surprised to see them come out of this one with a 5-0.
Yeah, I think that's possible to see. I mean, I think that was what I ended up going with after I'd seen the first map on mine. Okay. So cheating a little bit, but yeah. Here, it's going to be really hard unless team efficiency make a massive misplay for Run to come back.
Or maybe if this artillery, I suppose, for Run.
Yeah, does like if exactly does something, and that's the trick. Like TE, they've got honestly, TE have 6 super squishy tanks, right? So the bat chats, the Grill, the RU-251, the TVP, all tanks that do not have a lot of armor, right? And if the Lorraine can actually connect some direct shots on towards those ones, then yeah, it's going to have a big impact.
You know, actually, the Lorraine in this situation might not be so bad because of the fact that the strategy that team efficiency generally try to employ is to get that IS-7 onto that 1 cap, get him hull down, makes it really tough for the reset to come out. True. With the artillery, you can more so easily, I suppose, get the reset on that 1 cap as opposed to having to just charge over those tracks and take a lot of damage for it. So maybe in that situation, if that's where we eventuate to, Run are going to be putting themselves in a bit of a better position than perhaps we saw Twist yesterday without that artillery.
Perhaps. I think we'll have to wait and see whether that is the case. But again, the Scythe are sitting all the way back up there. I'm a bit more of a fan, just talking about artillery positions, when you actually move your artillery up just a little bit further, because you know when you're talking about the Lorraine, its gun has something like a 0.74 meter per 100 meter accuracy kind of dispersion, accuracy fall off, if you will. And so when you put it that far back, it does make it just that little bit harder to hit those shots. And I'm a bit more of a fan of putting it in a slightly kind of higher risk for reward position, maybe somewhere up, maybe C7 line or just in the river around about that B8 area. But it's not what the Scythe is going to be doing, so we'll have to wait and see whether he can still make it work. But right now, team efficiency are going to be making the push over towards the 1 flag, and I think Party there in that Gorilla 15 is is going to be setting up to snipe down any of Run that poke over the hill.
Interestingly enough, this time it's going to be Skell and the RU251 going to be sitting on that cap as opposed to Gamer, who we saw yesterday in the IS-7 getting onto that cap. So a bit of a change in strategy here from Team Efficiency, but I guess the thought process is still the same. Let's get control of that western side of the map, get a guy on that one cap and try and bait Run over the tracks there. And you can see the artillery shot actually landing in the cap there, and not a bad sort of blind spot to fire there for Run. That's exactly where the IS-7 was situated yesterday. So, you know, on both counts, a good shot from that artillery, despite it not hitting, but also a good read from Team Efficiency not to put their IS-7 in that same position today.
Yeah, and the fact that they're actually using that RU251 today, I like that a lot more than using something like the IS-7 just because it's... Oh, there we go. That's why, because the IS-7 can do stuff like that.
Yeah, good shot coming out there from Gamer. Not the most accurate of tanks, the IS-7, but a good shot coming out and does 500 or so damage to Kelvin there. You can see Cud driving around in his Batchat as well, quite aggressively, not going to be punished for it just yet. And a little bit damage actually going back onto the side of Team Efficiency. We can see Cud seems like he's going to be the one here with probably the job of resetting that. As I say that though, Skell actually ends up taking a shell from, I think it might have been Lineage H in the other Batchat there for Run. Still, the HP advantage still in the favour of Team Efficiency for now.
Team Efficiency looking pretty good, but Moore might be in a little bit of trouble because he is reloading right now, so OnSun might just be able to push over this hill. The question is, though, does he decide to, because Safi's backing up Moore, and I think the answer is no. So Team Efficiency had the cap reset on them. It's looking like Skell is just going to be getting right back inside it. And trying again, take two for Mr. Skell.
As of yet, no kills going across to either side, but you can see Kelvin down on such a low amount of HP, only 14 there in the T110E5, so he's probably going to be one of the first tanks to go down here. You should expect Skell, in fact, from Team Efficiency actually getting knocked out, but there you go, the T110E5, as expected, is going to be taken down very quickly in response, and Team Efficiency, they get the 1-for-1 trade. That's fine. They've got so much HP to play with here that this should be another round going in their favour.
It should be. I mean, Run do still have a lot of tanks left, so anything could happen, but let's wait and see what does, because over on the one flag, we can see that all of Team Efficiency's tanks are backing up right there. Oh, good shooting.
HK so low on HP, just going to back down from that hill as the shell comes in his direction. And for the moment, he's safe, but really, he needs to keep peeking in here and doing damage.
Look at all those traces.
Yeah, Dexter. I like that one. He knows exactly where Machi HK is.
Yeah, he does. And Machi HK. Oh, he's playing with fire right there.
Yeah, certainly living dangerously at the moment. Run taking a lot of damage across the map, though. And Safi taking some in response here from Team Efficiency, or for Team Efficiency from Run. Not sure how well this is going to turn out for him. He's going to be chased down here by Keith, who might get a shot.
This isn't looking good for Team Efficiency right here. They've got their two Batchats. Both are reloading. Both are on super low HPs. The Ram does actually end up killing Lineage H. But these two Batchats for TE might be a little bit in trouble soon.
Well, it looks like they're not even really interested in engaging the fight here, which is fine because they can... I suppose just sit around here, let their reloads come across, and come into the fight late as a bit of a reinforcement, so to speak, when Run are already tied up with the other tanks, and they don't necessarily need to be the ones taking the damage here.
There we go. So Run right now are going to be retreating a little bit, trying to kind of lick their wounds and head back, as it looks like Dexter might be on the arty hunt in his Batchat. That is not what you want to be seeing as a Lorraine driver, or as any artillery driver for that matter. Dexter should be able to zone in on towards that RT pretty soon. So already Dexter's thinking maybe he's pushed a little bit more forward, but no, the Scyther is all the way back here. Is Dexter even going to check it?
I don't know if Dexter can actually see him there. The hill seems to have been breaking his line of sight between him and the Scyther, but really, even if he did spot him out, he's on the reload, so it's not going to work out too well there for him. Regardless, should be coming off it relatively shortly and rejoining the battle, but this is all going to be going the way of Team Efficiency. A lot of damage going over to the TVP, though. That's the Lorraine.
Yeah, there we go. So the Lorraine doing some work finally, but Grill does take down the Object 140 as we've got 4 members of Team Efficiency still up.
Have they spotted each other? I think they must have.
And we don't know if he's actually reloaded yet either, so
Safi,
he just needs one shot.
Safi is looking at him, so this is... Well, I think Cud should be able to pick this one up. There it is. But, again, it's not going to matter too much. The backup coming in from those remaining...
And the Artie's down.
Yeah.
Good
shot.
2 left. I mean, he's taking it. He's doing his best. He just needs a couple more shots on towards
he's only got 3 shots left. We've seen him take 2.
Yeah.
Or 3 shots best case scenario. It's not going to matter in the end. Team efficiency picking that one up. Unsurprisingly, now going 4-0 up here.
4-0.
Run hanging on by the skin of their teeth for now, but heading over to our next map, Ruinberg, it's going to be tough for them to bring this one back.
It's going to be very tough for them to bring this one back, I think, Jordan. And I mean, just taking a look at what went right for team efficiency back there. I mean, like early on, we saw them put the RU-251 on the flag. That put a lot of pressure on towards Run, and I think. Again, we also had that IS-7 of team efficiency. Because they didn't put him on the flag, they were able to use him to trade out against that T110E5, I believe.
Yeah.
Of Run that was kind of trading up and down the, like just poking up the railway, poking up and down there. And that didn't work out, even though you'd think for a T110E5 it would have, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, it certainly didn't work out too well in general there for Run. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what went wrong.
And I think right here, this was Skell going down. So the thing is, Run, they were actually a tank up at least for a moment there.
For
before
like
that
half a second?
Yeah, for half a second before that E5 did end up going down. And there we go. So the Lorraine did actually end up getting a kill on the TVP. But there we go. The good old Gorilla taking one down. And Cud just getting taken down himself. And, I mean... You know, Run, they gave it a fair effort. It was definitely a close match.
Oh, yeah, it got down pretty close, but it didn't feel like Team Efficiency were in a position where they should be losing that one at all. Like, it always felt like Team Efficiency had the advantage and were going to be able to close it out without too much issues. Like, we knew it was going to get down to those remaining few tanks, but again, Team Efficiency, they always looked comfortable in that one. Yeah,
I think so. And, you know, taking a look at where Run went wrong as well, you know, it's... The artillery didn't have an impact earlier on. They sent, like, the tanks that they sent over took a lot of damage over the rail yard. That T110E5 wasn't trading effectively with the IS-7. They didn't capitalise on that opportunity later on in the piece when they had those Object 140s trying to chase 2 of Team Efficiency's bat chats, where they could have, you know, kind of gone on to Team Efficiency's bat chats while they were reloading. But I think overall, Run, yeah, just looking like a weaker team than Team Efficiency at the moment.
Yeah, well, I think that's pretty fair to say. I mean, you can't be going down 0-4 and pretending to be a pretty evenly matched matchup. But we'll have a look at the stats in a second. But of course, they, I suspect, are going to show once again that the Lorraine maybe didn't have as much of an impact as
I'd be interested to see how much Lorraine actually dealt on the TVP, because obviously he got the kill on the TVP, and I didn't see just before it shot it whether that TVP was on full HP.
No. So the TVP actually took a few shots from other tanks at the same time.
Right.
Lorraine just finished it off. It was like 100 damage or something. So. You know, I think we kind of made it seem like it was the Lorraine that did all that damage, but because I was so excited to actually see a shot from artillery connecting,
actually do something.
But it actually was a few of the other tanks got a few shots on right at the same time as the artillery landed that shot. So maybe not as spectacular as we would have hoped.
No, unfortunately not. Always like to see the big arty plays, but you know, sometimes you just can't get what you want, Jordan. So.
Well, see, the problem for me here, I think, is that Run continually persisting with this artillery. We saw them play it a few times last week as well, and again, it wasn't effective there. So they seem like they just want to keep using it, and I don't really know why.
I don't know what the Scythe has kind of got in his head with this Lorraine, and I'm a fan. You know, whenever we can see artillery, absolutely throw it in there. You know, I love seeing artillery, but. Like, when it's just having absolutely no success, at least try out a different artillery piece. Maybe, you know, come on. Like, throw in an M40, M43 there. Throw in something else so that you can at least say that you've tried, I think. And you know, again, I touched on it earlier on, the positioning of that Lorraine. Really, I prefer it when we have these artilleries just sitting a little bit further forward in the map so that they can... Effectively, the idea with that is reduce RNG. By making you get your gun more accurate. but not to be, unfortunately. So we'll see whether they pick it in the next map as well.
Well, I'd be very surprised to see artillery coming out on Ruinberg.
Yes. Probably won't be picking it then. That's a good point. We probably won't be picking artillery on Ruinberg. So on Ruinberg, we're probably going to be expecting to see more of the kind of FV215Bs, maybe a TD or two. I would love to see team efficiency pick up maybe the Grilla again, maybe a FV215B183 as well.
FV4005, seen it a few times on Ruinberg.
We have seen that one a few times. So
hasn't really been too successful though, I feel.
No, just thinking through it, we haven't really seen any major damage coming out from the FV4005. And honestly, when these teams are using these British Tier 10 tank destroyers, both of which have the same gun, of course, we've seen quite a few times when they've been using them when essentially they just go into the game and load Hesh, right? And Hesh is obviously the gold shell, it's the premium shell, it has the potential to deal the most damage. But when you're shooting at a tank like that has a bit of armor in it, and the Hesh isn't going to quite go through, like maybe an FV215B or a tank that has spaced armor, then it's just not going to be quite as effective. And there are, honestly, sometimes when you don't load gold on the FV215B183, and it's actually better, when you can get the guaranteed 1,000 damage as opposed to like a 700 or so with Hesh. But anyways, enough about that. We are not seeing any of those this time from the looks of things. It is a pretty stock standard lineup on both sides, I think, Jordan, with 1 IS on either side, a 4 on team efficiency, 7 for the guys on Run, and Run actually doing a very early aggressive push down the middle.
Yeah, they certainly are, making their way straight onto that 2-cap. Linear Change leading the charge in his bat chat there, but they're actually bypassing it for the moment, and you can see that member of Team Efficiency, Safi, running straight back to the safe waiting arms of the rest of his teammates, as he would have been caught off magnificently there by a Run, but in the end, not to be. And Team Efficiency get out of that one unscathed. But Run do get some good positioning here on the southern part of the map, or the southeastern part of the map. They've actually gotten quite far into that town as well without taking any damage. So, in reality, not too bad of a result here for Run.
Not too bad at all, I don't think. And we can see that Run are going to be pretty happy with that. They are on 13,750 HP, so they're full HP. No one's taken a shot yet. They've got those 2 T54s, so there's 2 Tier 9s instead of a Tier 10 and a Tier 9. So they're set up for brawling, really. And if they do try and force the brawl here on this 2 flag, they're in the positions for it. So I think this could potentially work out for them. In the meantime, Team Efficiency, they've got one of their Tier 8, their T54 lightweight, all the way back at the 1 flag. Dex is actually rotating back towards the 1 flag as well, so that's going to be an IS-4, which Team Efficiency don't really have in the battle just yet. So if Run wanted to pull the trigger, they could.
Doesn't seem like they're particularly interested in doing that. I mean, I think they had enough of their own aggression early on in the piece here, and now they're just content to settle things down, maybe wait for Team Efficiency to make a mistake. At the moment, that's not going to be happening, and eventually, I suspect, would probably see Run try and get onto that cap here and force a play from Team Efficiency.
Yeah, I think so. They do need to do that, of course. They are on the attack, but at the moment, they're just waiting it out, and we can see Matchy HK in that Chinese Tier 10 heavy, the 113, trying to make something happen, but at the moment, Run happy enough just to trade it out. And Safi in the bat chat as well. Safi loves his bat chat. He's like, if you, it doesn't matter what map it is, Safi's probably going to be playing a bat chat on it most of the time.
Well, he is such a prolific player in that bat chat as well.
You
can't complain about it, really.
No, exactly. And honestly, I don't think there's a single map in our rotation that doesn't work with maybe 1 or more bat chats. Even Himmelsdorf, we've seen like 1 bat chat work quite well on. But here on Ruinberg particularly, nothing wrong with having a few bat chats, and should come in handy if the guys from Run do finally decide to push on towards TE in the town. We've got Cud in that Object 140, still a ways away, so I don't think Run are going to be making any moves until Cud does make his way back in there.
Does seem like he's heading back in the direction of his teammates, so sooner or later we are going to see Run decide to force the play here. But Safi, who was a little bit more forward in the town there, has decided to fall back here to those couple of FV215Bs.
Oh yeah, look at those guys just set up perfectly, doing a little bit of side scraping as well against each other. So JP Xerxes and Party in those British Tier 10 heavy tanks. Of course, for those that don't know, the FV215B was based off the Conqueror Mark II when it was designed, and didn't really make it into service because not too many bridges could actually support its weight. So it was a bit of a fat tank, and it worked pretty well against the IS-3, which is what it was made to kind of defeat in a potential conflict scenario, Jordan. But unfortunately, never really got that far. So
well, that's no good.
No, that's no good. Luckily, Party and JP Xerxes don't need to drive over any bridges here on Ruinberg.
Yes.
But that's actually a cool idea. Maybe Wargaming could put in some bridges where, like, if your tank's over a certain weight, like, the bridge just collapses under it.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Something to think about.
Something to think about. But Team Efficiency, you're going to have to think about this base cap pretty soon because it's down to 100 right there. Card getting himself on towards it in that Object 140. So I think soon we might be seeing the push in from TE now that they know that it is definitely going to be a 2-flag focus.
Yeah, so now we have to see whether or not Team Efficiency are going to send a couple of players through the town here, or if they're just going to go for a frontal brawl. I mean, they do have this sort of a lineup where a brawl wouldn't necessarily be the worst of ideas. Maybe even if they just send Skell through the town there and see if he can get anything done from behind while the rest of the lineup takes that frontal sort of a battle.
Potentially, but they're going to need to do something pretty soon because the base cap is on 60 at the moment, so it is half complete and ticking down slowly. So Card has to be a little bit careful here as we've got Dexter and Gamma in that IS-4 and FV215B respectively, pushing up a little bit. They're going to meet Keith soon. Keith's in an excellent little hidey hole there, and they're taking damage.
Yeah, it's going to be so tough for these guys to remove Keith from that position in the IS-7. He's in a fantastic hold-down position. Gamer being tracked up there, takes a lot of damage, but the first kill actually is going to be more taking down Cud. So that was the guy on the cap as well. So now you can start to see the pressure being relieved here from Team Efficiency. They find the second one as well. AMX50B of Moore doing so much work for Team Efficiency right now.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. He's only got one more shot in that autoloader's clip. Now he's going to have to reload that one. So that is at least a little bit of damage off the field that Run don't have to deal with. But Team Efficiency, these FV215Bs are still going to be spewing shells effectively with their big 120mm cannon. So Run still in a little bit of trouble as they need to focus fire better. They need to target the Team Efficiency tanks and just say, okay, guys, let's take out Party.
I think a little bit of a trouble is perhaps an understatement here because Team Efficiency wiping the floor with Run at the moment. Only 4 tanks remaining here for Run. We have 6 on the side of Team Efficiency, so heaps of guns available for Team Efficiency. The more AMX50B coming off the reload there as well, starting to do a bit more damage. He's only got 1 shot left in the cliff before the reload, and well, Keith, he's in this good position, but eventually he's going to be taken down. It's just a matter of time. Party able to take down Onsun off screen, but we can start to see Run falling apart here, and this does look like it's going to be a 5-0 in the favour of Team Efficiency.
It is very much looking like that, Jordan, as only Lineage H is left in that bat chat. One more shot comes in. There we go. He was wiped off the face of the earth, and there you go. 5-0 to Team Efficiency.
Great stuff from Team Efficiency. A fantastic week coming out from them. 2-0 this weekend.
Yeah.
2 very dominant performances as well. I think maybe Twist might have only gotten 1 round yesterday against Team Efficiency, if I'm not, maybe 2. But regardless, Team Efficiency really looking strong this week.
Yeah, looking absolutely amazing, I think. And look, Run, obviously one of the newer teams to the league, both Run and Twist, coming up through the Silver Series this season. But I think they just need to work a little bit on some skills. Get some kind of practice, a little bit more practice battles in their system. So
some more scrims.
Some more scrims, exactly. Scrimmages, as we call them. But yeah, here, look, the issue here for Run was that they didn't focus fire these tanks too well. I feel as though with an actual in-game shot caller, Run would do quite a lot better. Like, I don't know if they have one already, but just someone a little bit more dedicated that can kind of make the right decisions for them, call out their tanks than they need to shoot. Because at the moment, it's all well and good always hitting your shells and putting your shells into tanks and saying, oh yeah, that's right, guys. I dealt 2,000 damage this game. But what Run didn't do is that they didn't take the tanks down. We can see on TE's side they had 2 FV 215Bs, 1 shot from death. 1 AMX-50B, 1 shot from death. And it doesn't matter at all when you get a tank down to 50 HP in World of Tanks. Nope. Right? As long as its crew's still alive, as long as its modules are still working, which all of those tanks there were, right, it still does as much damage as if it was on full HP. So they need to prioritise that. I think.
They certainly need to, I guess, work on that focus fire a little bit. That is something that wasn't necessarily working too well for them.
Definitely, and I feel as though we saw that in all of their matches today. Just something to work on. I feel for next week, and if they can work on it, then absolutely, I'm sure we'll be seeing them do pretty well. But there we go. We can see on the scoreboard those FV215Bs that lasted so long. Just worked really, really well.
Yeah, bit of an underachiever, I thought, their party. Not underachiever, I mean, we kind of undersold him, I suppose. I didn't really talk about him at all, but he ends up being up on the top of the scoreboard there. I was talking all about Moore, who was second. Of course, he did quite a lot of work there for efficiency as well.
And Skell in that T-54 lightweight dealing 275 damage, and obviously not a big deal because it's a tier 8, but I'm more of a fan of other tier 8s, I guess. But not that it mattered. They 5-0'd them.
They 5-0'd. So you can't complain. There's nothing you can really say wrong about team efficiency there. So really great stuff from them coming out this week. I'm looking very much forward to seeing how they continue their form into next week because at the start of the season, I wasn't necessarily expecting them to be a big hitter, but it certainly seems that at the moment they're shaping up to be that.
Yeah. Definitely, I think, and we'll see how they go throughout the season and whether they can, take it to some of the league's best that we've seen so far. Like Dark Wolves, Wargaming. I don't really think we've seen Team Efficiency play those guys on stream yet. Yeah. So, speaking of both of them, got them coming up later on. So
yeah, that is going to be an interesting matchup. But first, of course, we are going to have to go to a very short break. But stay tuned because we have match number 3 coming up very shortly.